Welcome to Rising Influence. Richard Branson, a name synonymous with innovation, adventure, and empire building. From a modest record store to an expansive global brand, the Virgin Group has touched nearly every industry imaginable. But what happens when an entrepreneur known for turning dreams into reality faces the harsh challenges of space exploration and futuristic transportation?
Sir Richard Branson has built a multi-billion-dollar empire, a career spanning over 5 decades.
Richard Branson, the 70-year-old British billionaire founder of Virgin Galactic, is launching something new.
In this video, we'll delve into Richard Branson's incredible journey, his meteoric rise as a business mogul, the staggering failures of his space and transportation ventures, and what the future holds for the Virgin Empire. This is the untold story of ambition, innovation, and risk-taking on a massive scale. Stay tuned to Rising Influence as we unpack Richard Branson's rise, fall, and potential rebirth, and the Virgin brand's potential rebirth.
Virgin Group owner Richard Branson could face a lawsuit in the United States with charges including defrauding shareholders.
Launching an airline takes lots of money and patience. One reason why Virgin America's debut in 2007 caught everyone's eye.
What happens when a billionaire with an unquenchable thirst for adventure decides to take on the world of space exploration and hyper-fast transportation? Richard Branson is one of the most famous entrepreneurs in the world. He's synonymous with daring feats and innovative business ventures, and for a long time he seemed unstoppable. His Virgin Group started with a small record store and grew into a global empire spanning multiple industries, from airlines to mobile phones to gyms and health clubs. Branson became a media sensation known for his eccentricity, daring stunts, and bold approach to business. He had the Midas touch. Everything he touched turned to gold. But what happens when that golden touch fades? Branson's more recent ventures, Virgin Galactic, Virgin Orbit, and Virgin Hyperloop, were designed to carry him into the future, where Virgin wasn't just an airline and telecommunications company, but also a key player in space travel and groundbreaking transportation. Yet, these ventures have been nothing short of catastrophic, threatening to bring down Branson's empire. What went wrong? In this video, we'll explore how Richard Branson went from a business mogul who revolutionized the airline and music industries to a man whose ambitious space ventures could lead to the collapse of everything he worked for. Let's look at the rise and fall of Richard Branson's Virgin Galactic, Virgin Orbit, and Virgin Hyperloop. The rise of Richard Branson and Virgin Group. Richard Branson's journey started in 1970 when, at just 20 years old, he launched a magazine called Student, a publication dedicated to pop culture, music, and his critiques of the Vietnam War. The magazine quickly gained popularity, with a circulation of over 100,000 readers. Branson capitalized on this success by placing ads for mail-order records, selling albums at discounted prices, a business venture that would start something much more significant. In 1972, Branson plunged into the music industry and opened his first record store, Virgin Records. Over the next decade, Virgin Records signed major acts like the Sex Pistols, a band that made waves in the punk rock scene. Branson's success continued to snowball. Virgin Records became a force in the music industry, and Branson, ever the entrepreneur, saw an opportunity to diversify and expand. In 1984, Branson's Virgin Group entered the airline industry with Virgin Atlantic. Branson believed flying could be an enjoyable experience, not just a means of getting from one place to another. Virgin Atlantic revolutionized air travel with innovations like on-screen entertainment and first-class beds. The airline quickly gained market share and made Branson a household name. By the early 2000s, Branson was on top of the world. He had become one of the wealthiest and most high-profile businessmen, with Virgin Atlantic, Virgin Records, Virgin Media, and even ventures in health clubs and mobile phones. Branson's formula for success seemed simple. Find an industry ripe for disruption, add a touch of personality and customer-focused innovation, and let his boundless energy and media savvy do the rest. It seemed like Branson's entrepreneurial spirit was unbreakable, and in many ways, it was. But in the late 2000s, Branson's ambitions began to stretch further than his core businesses. He started to dream bigger, and in the process, he found himself biting off more than he could chew. The leap into space, Virgin Galactic. In 2004, Branson founded Virgin Galactic, a space tourism company. Inspired by the successes of tech moguls like Elon Musk, Branson wanted to make space travel accessible to the general public. Virgin Galactic promised to send paying customers into space in a spacecraft capable of reaching suborbital space and offering a few minutes of weightlessness in zero gravity. At the time, it seemed like a futuristic dream. Branson's pitch was simple. Anyone with enough money, around $200,000, could experience the thrill of space. The company's goals were grand, but as is often the case with Branson's ventures, the path to success took much more complex work than initially imagined. Branson announced that Virgin Galactic would be operational by 2007. But as anyone in the space industry knows, building spacecraft and securing the necessary regulatory approvals is no small feat. The challenges of designing a spacecraft capable of flying people to space were much more complex than Branson had anticipated. Branson and his team also ran into issues with funding, regulatory delays, and technical setbacks. The company faced its first major crisis in 2014 when one of its test pilots, Michael Alsbury, tragically lost his life in a crash during a test flight of the Spaceship Two vehicle. The accident highlighted the inherent dangers of space travel and put Virgin Galactic in the public spotlight for all the wrong reasons. But Branson was not one to give up. Despite the setbacks, he continued to push forward. Over the years, the company made some progress, conducting a series of test flights. Then, in 2021, Branson became one of the first to fly into space aboard Spaceship Two. The flight was a milestone for Virgin Galactic, but far from the commercial success Branson had promised. Virgin Galactic had not flown a single paying customer by 2023, nearly 2 decades after its founding. Worse yet, the company's financials were in crisis. Virgin Galactic was burning almost $2 million a day. As of 2023, it had yet to secure regulatory approval to fly passengers, and with each delay, the dream of space tourism became less and less feasible. Space travel remained prohibitively expensive for most people, and the company faced mounting pressure from investors and the public to prove that it could make a sustainable business by sending people into space. The grand vision that once seemed achievable became a costly public embarrassment for Branson. Virgin Orbit, the rocket launching venture that never took off. If Virgin Galactic was ambitious, Virgin Orbit was even more so. Launched in 2017, Virgin Orbit sought a cheaper, more flexible way of launching small satellites into space. Instead of a traditional vertical launch, Virgin Orbit used a modified Boeing 747, which would carry a rocket under its wing and release it mid-flight to launch into space. The idea was to reduce the cost of launching satellites by taking advantage of the 747's ability to launch from almost any runway, anywhere in the world. At first, Virgin Orbit appeared to be a success. It completed a few successful test launches, and in 2021, it went public by merging with a unique purpose acquisition company, SPAC. But then came a significant setback. In 2023, Virgin Orbit launched a rocket from Cornwall, UK. This was supposed to be a milestone for the company, proving it could operate internationally. However, the mission failed when a malfunction in the rocket's fuel filter caused it to veer off course, destroying the rocket and its 9 satellites. This was a crushing blow to Virgin Orbit, which was already struggling to secure customers. After the failed launch, other potential clients hesitated to work with Virgin Orbit. Satellite operators feared losing their valuable payloads due to unreliable launches. On top of that, Virgin Orbit was burning through cash at an alarming rate. By March 2023, the company was forced to furlough almost its entire staff due to a lack of funds. The failure of Virgin Orbit demonstrated just how difficult it was to build a sustainable business in the highly competitive space launch market. Virgin Orbit was always a secondary player compared to larger, more experienced companies like SpaceX. With Virgin Orbit now on life support, it was clear that Branson's vision of disrupting the space industry with smaller, more cost-effective launches would not materialize. Virgin Hyperloop, a futuristic dream gone wrong. If more than space travel was needed as a challenge, Branson also set his sights on revolutionizing transportation on Earth. In 2017, Branson invested in a California-based startup called Hyperloop One, which aimed to develop a transportation system that could move passengers and cargo at up to 760 miles per hour using vacuum-sealed tubes. The idea was futuristic and scientifically sound. A low-pressure environment would reduce friction, allowing a transport pod to travel at unprecedented speeds. The vision was grand. Seeing an opportunity to extend the Virgin brand further, Branson made a strategic investment and became the company's chairman. The company was renamed Virgin Hyperloop, and Branson promised that this would be the future of transportation. With a tiny fraction of the carbon footprint, this system could move people faster than airplanes. However, building such a system was far more complicated than Branson had anticipated. Hyperloop's technology was still in its infancy, and the infrastructure required to build such a system would cost billions of dollars. Overcoming natural obstacles like mountains, rivers, and urban environments made the project far more challenging than anyone had imagined. In addition, the cost of building raised tracks or tunnels for the Hyperloop pods would drive the price tag through the roof. In 2022, Virgin Hyperloop laid off half its staff and shifted its focus from passenger transport to cargo. Dreaming of a high-speed, eco-friendly transportation system for people seemed increasingly challenging. Once hailed as the next big thing, Hyperloop was now relegated to a niche cargo delivery system. Even then, the idea of transporting goods via Hyperloop seemed far-fetched. Transporting goods via trucks was still cheaper and more effective than building new infrastructure for a transportation system with many unknowns. The ambitious vision of Virgin Hyperloop was quickly fading, and Branson's futuristic dream appeared to be nothing more than an overhyped fantasy. The end of an era? Branson's ambitious space and transportation ventures show us the perils of scaling up too quickly and chasing the next big thing without fully understanding the complexities involved. While his past success in industries like music and airlines gave him the confidence to tackle more outlandish projects, his ventures into space and transportation have been met with repeated failure. Unlike other billionaires like Elon Musk, whose SpaceX is thriving, Branson's companies in space and transport have stumbled at nearly every turn. Branson's ambition to challenge giants like Musk and Jeff Bezos in space exploration and high-speed transport has left him vulnerable. These repeated failures have tarnished his public persona as bold, brave, and willing to take risks. For many, it's clear that Branson was not prepared to take on the world of advanced space and transportation technologies, despite his incredible achievements in business. It's a cautionary tale. While ambition and daring are vital for entrepreneurial success, it's also important to recognize when the vision may be outpacing reality. For Branson, this is a hard lesson that could define the final years of the Virgin brand. Richard Branson's story is a testament to the power of bold vision and relentless ambition, but also a cautionary tale of the risks of chasing the impossible. From reshaping the airline and music industries to grappling with the harsh realities of space exploration and hyper-fast transportation, his legacy is as complex as it is inspiring. What's next for the Virgin Empire? Can Branson recover and reinvent himself yet again? Or are these ventures the end of an era? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching Rising Influence. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for deeper insights into the world's most influential people, their stories, and the lessons we can learn. This is Rising Influence. See you in the following video.